Most people think of Hezbollah as a military organization, a terrorist group, an Iranian proxy with rockets aimed at Israel. All of that is true, but it is only half the story. The other half is a financial network so sophisticated, so global, and so deeply embedded in legitimate commerce that the US Treasury has been trying to dismantle it for over 30 years and has still only disrupted pieces of it. Hezbollah generates hundreds of millions of dollars annually through drug trafficking, money laundering, counterfeit goods, diamond trading, and an informal banking system that moves money across borders without leaving a trace. Their financial network operates on 6 continents. It involves Lebanese diaspora communities, South American cocaine cartels, West African diamond merchants, and cryptocurrency exchanges. It is not a side operation. It is the backbone of everything Hezbollah does. Today, we climb every rank. From a Lebanese shopkeeper in Paraguay who pays a monthly contribution, to the Secretary General himself and the financial empire that funds one of the world's most powerful non-state military forces. Your life. As every rank in the Hezbollah financial network. Rank 1. The diaspora donor, community contributor. You are a Lebanese Shia businessman in the tri-border area. Your family has been here for 2 generations. You sell electronics, clothing, imported goods. You are successful. You are respected in the community. And every month you pay your contribution to Hezbollah. Not because you're a terrorist, not because you want to hurt anyone, but because Hezbollah in the Shia Lebanese world is not just a military organization. It is a political party, a social services network, a healthcare provider, a school system. For Shia Lebanese, supporting Hezbollah feels like supporting your community, your identity, your resistance against the forces that have historically oppressed your people. The Lebanese diaspora is Hezbollah's most reliable financial foundation. Shia communities in West Africa, Latin America, the United States, Europe, and Australia contribute through charitable organizations, some of which are legitimate, some of which are Hezbollah fronts, and many of which exist in a gray zone between both. The tri-border area generates enormous revenue. Its porous borders, weak customs enforcement, and cash-intensive economy make it ideal for the kinds of transactions that are difficult to trace. The US Treasury has sanctioned dozens of individuals and entities in the region over the past 20 years. The money keeps flowing. You are not a criminal in your own mind. You are a community member doing what is expected. The distinction between terrorism financing and community support is one that courts debate, but you have never thought about. Rank 2. The money mover, Hawala operator. The Hawala system is one of the oldest financial networks in the world, predating modern banking by centuries. It is based entirely on trust and coded communication. Money doesn't move. Debt does. A sends money to B through an operator in A's location. The operator in A's location communicates a code to an operator in B's location. B's operator pays out the equivalent amount. The debt between the 2 operators is settled later through trade, cash, or reciprocal transfers. No wire transfer, no bank account, no SWIFT code, no record that any financial transaction occurred. Hezbollah uses the Hawala system extensively to move money across borders without triggering anti-money laundering detection systems. Combined with trade-based money laundering, like over-invoicing or under-invoicing international trade shipments to disguise value transfers, the Hezbollah financial network can move hundreds of millions of dollars annually through channels that are functionally invisible to most financial regulators. In 2011, the US Treasury and DEA disrupted the Ayman Juma network, a Hezbollah-linked money laundering operation that had moved hundreds of millions of dollars through a combination of Colombian cocaine trafficking, used car sales in the United States, and Hawala transfers through Lebanon. It was described as one of the most sophisticated money laundering operations ever uncovered. And it was just one network. One of many. Rank 3. The drug partner. Narco liaison. Hezbollah does not primarily produce or distribute drugs. It launders the proceeds of other people's drug trafficking. And in exchange for that service, it takes a significant cut. The arrangement works like this. Colombian or Venezuelan cocaine traffickers generate enormous quantities of cash that cannot be moved through the formal banking system. Hezbollah's financial network, with its Hawala operators, front companies, and Diaspora connections, provides the infrastructure to convert that cash into usable funds. In exchange, Hezbollah keeps a percentage. The DEA estimated in a 2016 affidavit that Hezbollah's proceeds from narcotics-related money laundering alone exceeded $400 million annually. Other estimates are higher. The relationship is not ideological. Colombian cocaine traffickers are not Shia Muslims with political commitments to Lebanese resistance. Hezbollah operatives are not particularly interested in the cocaine trade on its merits. This is a business arrangement. Each side provides something the other cannot. In 2023, Irish authorities seized 2.2 tons of cocaine, the largest cocaine seizure in Irish history, from a trawler that had run aground. In 2025, 2 Iranian nationals involved in the shipment were convicted in Irish courts. The cocaine had been organized by Hezbollah in coordination with the Kinahan cartel, shipping from Venezuela, a terrorist organization. An Irish criminal network. Venezuelan cocaine, Irish waters. The Hezbollah financial network operates everywhere. Rank 4, the frontman, commercial operator. The frontman is Hezbollah's commercial face, a businessman, Lebanese, sometimes from the diaspora, who operates legitimate enterprises that serve as financial infrastructure for the network. The businesses are real. The products are real. The transactions are real. That is precisely the point. By mixing criminal proceeds with legitimate business revenue, the frontman creates a paper trail that shows income from a recognizable commercial source, making it extraordinarily difficult for financial investigators to identify which revenue is clean and which is dirty. In the United States, the Ayman Juma network used car dealerships as a primary laundering vehicle. Cocaine money from Colombia was used to purchase used cars in the US, which were then exported to West Africa and sold for legitimate profit. The entire chain created what appeared to be normal international commerce. In West Africa, particularly in countries like Sierra Leone, Ivory Coast, and Senegal, Hezbollah-linked Lebanese businessmen have been documented operating in the diamond trade, using the notoriously difficult-to-trace gem market to convert criminal proceeds into portable wealth that can be moved across borders in a jacket pocket. The frontman is often completely sincere about his legitimate business activities. His enterprise genuinely succeeds. His employees have no idea about the secondary function of their employer's finances. The genius of the system is that the frontman doesn't need to be a criminal to be useful to the network. He just needs to be willing. Rank 5. The Sanctions Evader, the Invisible Banker. The US Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control has been sanctioning Hezbollah financial operators for 3 decades. And for 3 decades, those operators have adapted. The pattern is consistent. Treasury identifies and designates a Hezbollah financial facilitator, freezing their US assets, blocking American financial institutions from dealing with them. The facilitator transfers their operations to family members, shell companies, or trusted associates who are not yet designated. The network continues. In July 2025, July 20, Treasury designated several officials of the Al-Qard Al-Hassan Association, Hezbollah's primary financial institution, for helping facilitate Hezbollah's shadow banking. That same month, the Lebanese central bank took the unprecedented step of banning Lebanese banks and brokerages from working with AQAH, a historic moment of Lebanese government action against Hezbollah's financial infrastructure. Whether it will be effective depends on whether the network can adapt once more. Based on 30 years of history, it probably will. In November 2025, Treasury sanctioned 3 more individuals, Osama Jaber, Jafar Mohammed Qasir, and Samer Kazbar, for trafficking millions from Iran through Lebanon's cash-based economy. The sanctions freeze U.S. assets and block American dealings. The network, investigators acknowledge, she has already found alternative channels. Rank 6. The Regional Commander, Business Affairs Component. Hezbollah's external security organization maintains a unit known as the Business Affairs Component, the BAC. Its specific mandate: develop and manage the criminal financial networks that supplement Iranian funding. The BAC places operatives in key diaspora communities around the world. These are not low-level administrators. They are trained intelligence operatives with criminal finance expertise operating under commercial cover. Their responsibilities include identifying and cultivating relationships with local criminal networks, establishing money laundering infrastructure, managing the flow of funds back to Lebanon, and maintaining the political relationships that provide protection for the network's operations. Venezuela under Hugo Chavez and Nicolas Maduro provided one of the most significant examples. According to U.S. prosecutors and intelligence assessments, Hezbollah operatives worked with the Venezuelan government, specifically with officials who had personal relationships with Iranian leadership, to create financial corridors that moved money through Venezuelan state entities, including state airline Conviasa, which was later sanctioned by the U.S. In 2025, the U.S. deployed naval assets near Venezuela, specifically to combat Hezbollah-linked drug trafficking and smuggling networks operating in Venezuelan waters. The BAC regional commander's job description, in the most clinical terms, run a global criminal financial enterprise that keeps a paramilitary army funded and operational. Rank 7, the financial architect, Unit 910. Within Hezbollah's organizational structure, financial operations are managed through multiple units, including Unit 910, Hezbollah's Overseas Operations Directorate, which coordinates the criminal financial network alongside intelligence and military activities. At this level, the financial architects design the systems. They determine which money laundering methods to use in which jurisdictions. They monitor sanctions designations and plan responses. They manage relationships with Iranian financial channels. Hezbollah receives significant funding from Iran, channeled through the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps' Quds Force. After the devastating losses Hezbollah suffered in the 2024 Israeli campaign, which killed senior leadership including Secretary General Hassan Nasrallah, destroyed weapons caches, and reportedly destroyed millions of dollars stored in underground bunkers, the financial network became more critical than ever. Hezbollah needed money to rebuild, pay salaries, and fund reconstruction grants. U.S. congressional testimony in October 2025 warned that Hezbollah, facing financial pressure from its losses, would likely expand its criminal networks in Latin America to generate additional revenue. The prediction was specific: more cocaine money laundering, more Hawala operations, more front company activity. The financial architects are already planning for it. Rank 8, the institution. What money buys? The 8th rank is not a person. It is the question that the entire network exists to answer. What does the money buy? It buys hospitals and schools that have made Hezbollah genuinely popular among Shia Lebanese populations who receive services that the Lebanese government cannot or will not provide. It buys political power. Hezbollah holds seats in the Lebanese parliament, has ministers in the government, and has at various points been the most powerful military force in Lebanon. And it buys weapons. Tens of thousands of missiles, drones, anti-tank systems. The military infrastructure of an organization that has fought Israel to a standstill, survived decades of sanctions, and outlasted multiple U.S. and Israeli efforts at destruction. Hezbollah's annual operating budget has been estimated at roughly $1 billion, with Iran providing the majority and criminal networks providing the rest. After Israel's campaign against Hezbollah in 2024 disrupted Iranian funding channels, the criminal financial network became proportionally more important. A used car dealer in Michigan, a shopkeeper in Paraguay, a Hawala operator in Beirut, a cartel money launderer in Colombia, a diamond trader in West Africa. None of them are pointing missiles at anyone. All of them, in the chain of transactions that connects their activities to Hezbollah's budget, are part of the same machine. This is what makes Hezbollah's financial network impossible to simply shut down. It is not a criminal organization that happens to have political ambitions. It is a political and military movement that has built criminal infrastructure so deeply embedded in legitimate global commerce that removing it would require restructuring the economies of multiple countries. And from a shopkeeper paying his monthly contribution, to a global financial network that funds one of the world's most powerful non-state militaries. The most dangerous thing about Hezbollah's financial network is not its size. It is its invisibility. Most of the people who participate in it don't think of themselves as funding terrorism. They think of themselves as supporting their community, doing business, moving money. And somewhere in Lebanon, the bills get paid. The rockets get bought, the organization survives, rank after rank, subscribe, and keep climbing.